Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What the? Yo, what's up, Sweat Lords? My name is Cruxal, and today you're watching episode 1 of Road to Atomic. Today I got the MP40 Gold, and I'm going to give you a little bit of tips and tricks and just tell you my process of how I was able to get this gun gold. Now, heads up, I'm just going to let you guys know this grind is another level, okay? It is insane how long it takes to rank up these guns, and that is where the bulk of the difficulty lies with getting this gun gold. Honestly, the rest of the challenges were pretty easy, and especially with the tricks and tips that I'm going to give you and things that you can avoid that I actually did that I would avoid in the future, it's just going to be way quicker for you. Getting right into it, what you're looking at right now, this was pretty much the attachments that I ended up using. A lot of these are higher level, but if you pre-ordered Vanguard, I believe you did get a bundle that was called Shredder, which is what you can see I'm using here right now, which gives you access to these Kurtz 32 round ammunition, which absolutely shreds enemies. But yeah, basically you want to be focusing on attachments that really have a good sprint to fire speed and good hip fire accuracy. You want to just be as mobile as possible with this thing, unless obviously you're getting long shots, but we'll get into that. When it comes to these camos, I'm just going to break it down exactly how I would do this if I were to do it again and give you the most efficient way of unlocking this camo so you guys can avoid some of the pitfalls I had. When it comes to this first category with the eliminations, don't even sweat this. You literally have to do it. You're gonna get 400 kills before you are able to complete these. You know, you're literally going to get probably 1,000 kills before you even reach the max level with this weapon if you did not use any XP tokens like I did and just grind it out like a caveman idiot like I did. I don't know why I didn't use coins, but I'm just holding on to them because I feel like I want to use them on, you know, more difficult weapons in the future. Now, for this second category, headshots, this is something I would not actively focus on while you are grinding this level because unfortunately the way that they have, or not unfortunately, honestly, I like this system, but the final 3 categories for camos in this game give basically the same challenges that you had earlier, but with specific attachments. So as you can see here, for the Death Artist camo, you need 100 headshots with these 3 very specific attachments. The VD 189mm short barrel, the stock, whatever. Basically, don't worry about headshots. You're gonna get them as you're playing. It's just a, you know, it's a thing that happens randomly, but make sure you're not stressing over it as you're going. You will unlock these as you go, and no matter what, you will have to do another 100 once you reach this final tier, which sucks, honestly, that you literally have to do 1,000 kills, like I said, and get this final thing, and then you have to do 100 headshots again. But make sure you're not stressing about that because that is something you're gonna be doing at the very end with these specific attachments. You're gonna have to do 100 anyways, so you might as well just, you know, hold off. Now, the third category is multi-kills, and this for me as an aggressive player was very simple, but it literally just comes down to you playing aggressively, picking good angles, and playing in the blitz mode so that you have the most amount of enemies on screen at one time. You can literally walk into a room and see 1 or 2 of them easily. Boom, there's a multi-kill right there. This one you will get probably well before you reach the max level, but if you're having issues with this, maybe go into free-for-all as well and just camp in a corner. I know it sounds boring, but if it's really something that's coming down to the wire here, you're gonna have to switch up your play style in order to unlock some of these things. But the multi-kill is very simple, like I said. Now, for the get 5 kills without dying 30 times, this is where I might actually caution against using blitz if you're finding it to be a little bit too fast-paced and you find yourself dying way too often. I know when I get 4 kills, I'm just stressed out as all hell, and I literally just turn on potato mode in my brain and for some reason die without, you know, getting that 5th kill. So if it's too difficult for you, maybe go into hardcore. Personally, for me, I've not been getting any blitz lobbies in hardcore, even when that is my preference. It's usually like 6v6 or 8v8, which is a little bit slower paced, you know, the more old school style of multiplayer, but it does work for these 5 kills. Make sure that you are just holding down your ground, and if you're playing in a very cheese spot, you got to realize that might only get you 1 or 2 kills, but as soon as you kill that person and they know where you are, they're going to be chasing you down. So my biggest tip for 5 kill streaks is pick a general area to, you know, contain yourself in, but don't pick a specific angle to just sit there and get these 5 kill streaks. I mean, it is possible, but once you get into better lobbies, especially if you're going hard with this weapon, it is going to be very obvious where you are, and people are just going to go after you because they're pissed that you keep killing them from the same spot like a little. So yeah, they did up this to 30 times, but I think it's pretty chill for most of you guys. As you can see here, I got a lot of Bloodthirsties just running around, even in blitz, going absolutely ape this gun because it rips. This MP40 absolutely is like a great all-around SMG and the perfect first SMG for you to use as you're going through this camo grind in MP. Now, for the 100 long-range kills, this is where my biggest mistake lied with this. I turned all my focus onto these long-range kills, and as you guys know, when you're grinding, when you focus on a specific camo category, category, it can really get into your head, and mentally you just get exhausted. You think, oh my god, this is going so slow. Instead of 50, I have to get 100 now. Literally skip these long range kills. Do not worry about them. You will be getting them naturally, but it is the same thing as the headshots. As this survivalist section, you need 100 more long shot kills with a very specific set of attachments again. So you basically, I had to do 200 long shots, which took fucking forever, and I do not want to ever have to do that again. So for the future, now with all these weapons, I'm just gonna not look at that category or stress about it too much, knowing that I still have 100 left to do when I get to like the level 50 or whatever this category unlocks at. But yeah, basically skip these long shots. Well, don't skip them, but also do not focus on them very intently the entire time you're playing, because it'll just drive you crazy, and you got to do some more later on. Now going on to the Berserker category, the 6th category here. These are the point blank kills, and for me, this was another very difficult situation. Before shipment comes out, there really are many maps here that are very open, and I do like the map design of this game, but it comes down to you getting shot across the map before you can even get into a close range engagement. I would definitely caution away from playing in hardcore, as again, it's going to be hard to get into that short range. What I would do is Q blitz and really put on attachments that make your sprint to fire fast, your sprint speed fast, your movement speed fast. There's an attachment where you can buff your movement speed after kills. That will do a huge amount of help. You basically need to just run and barrel stuff these motherfuckers the entire time, and it's very cumbersome. To be completely honest with you guys, the 100 point blank kills was the final challenge that I had to unlock because I was not focusing on them. So if you want to do better than me, make sure you're throwing that into the mix. You know, you're playing aggressively as well as going for those headshots and various other challenges, because this will catch up to you, and you might be like me where you have everything else done, but still you need 50 more point blanks like a little I don't want to be stuck in that position again. So for the rest of the SMGs, I'm going to be focusing on this, and I might even hold off until shipment, but you know, the camo grind has to go on since I'm a slave to this game now that I'm joining the YouTube game. But on to the next category here, the hip fire kills. This is one that absolutely will happen naturally, especially if you're playing hardcore. There's going to be times where people are going to be peeking around corners, and just reaction wise, you're not even able to aim down sight in time. So this will come very naturally. If you're having issues with this, I don't know what to do. Maybe just like put a sticky note on your monitor and say, hey idiot, don't click right click or don't click left trigger, because you're not supposed to do that, and then boom, easy. This is definitely one of the easier, more natural sections here. The final 3 categories, like I said, are a little bit difficult, but only because they might be things that you already were grinding out, not realizing that you needed to do them. So the final 3 are 100 long shot kills with the Krausnik 317mm 04B barrel, 8mm Kurtz 32 round mags, and VDD 34M padded stock. And these are cumbersome, but if you follow my same guidelines and if you really pay attention to these maps and try to pick angles that are long sight ranges, you really don't need as long as you think with these SMGs. I was actually quite surprised by what the long shot range was. Sometimes it felt like it was a mid-size engagement and they were giving me a long shot credit. So as long as you're not super focused on it and like getting yourself triggered over it, you definitely can get that out of the way. The second to last category is 100 kills without taking damage from an enemy, and this is perfect for hardcore because if you see him first and you shoot him, most of the time you kill them. That's why I like hardcore, and that's why it's great for this challenge, because they're not going to be lighting you up, which would then make that kill invalid. So pretty much just 100 kills in hardcore. That one was super easy. The attachments were a bit rough, and also for the long shots, I did want to mention, sorry, the Kurtz 32 round mags does add quite a bit of recoil. So if you're having trouble, you know, keeping up with the spray pattern as you're in these long distance engagements in core, and you're finding yourself getting outgunned, much like I was, switch over to hardcore for the long shots. I mean, I do that in general for most of my long shots, but I know some of you guys despise hardcore like the plague because you're little, but I won't you know, judge you if you don't like that. It's just an idea. Now the final category is 100 headshots with the VDD 189mm short barrel, the VDD 34mm stock, and the steady proficiency equipped. These attachments basically make it to where it's super mobile but also has not very much range. So play aggressively and make sure that you're focusing on your headshots now. This is the time where you need to focus on headshots. And if you guys are finding that you're having a tough time, a concept that I really want to instill in you guys if you watch my channel, as I'm going to be hopefully teaching you some things about games, is a concept called crosshair placement. You want to be making sure that the entire time you're idle running around the map, get into the habit of keeping your crosshair head level. It's just a good practice to have in FPS games, and it's a very integral part of what makes a good player that a lot of people overlook. You know, I see people running around because they're looking at their mini map or anything else on the HUD, or just thinking about, you know, I don't know, big boobs or something. They're just staring at the ground. You need to have your crosshair head level and try to keep it where enemies would peek. Don't be aiming through walls. Keep it on the corner where they could be peeking out. It's just a good practice to have, and if you are practicing this, you're gonna get those headshots easy peasy. So hopefully this helps you guys figure out how to get gold on the MP40 or the other SMGs very quickly, and you can avoid those mistakes like I was saying earlier. That's pretty much all you're gonna get from me today. Let me know what weapon you'd like to see next, maybe on this series. I have actually a very surprising weapon coming next that you guys are probably not going to expect, but I already almost have that gold as well. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to be doing a ton of Vanguard content, a huge series as you see, Road to Atomic. We're on the grind, and I'll probably end up doing all the other challenges after that. So make sure you're along for the ride, and I appreciate you so much for watching to the end, and good luck to all of you on your grind. Peace out.